Hello, you guys. Welcome. So if you're watching this live or in replay, just tell me where you're watching from. I would love to know where you are listening to this from. So we're doing our Wellness Wednesday series. Just give me a minute till I share this live video with my private group, Healthy Living with Padma, which you are totally welcome to join. I think I see it here. All right. So how are you all today? It's so gorgeous, right? It is just so amazing. I love summer. I am just so much in love with summer. Sorry, just one more minute. I'm going to share it with the group and we can get started. All right. So this is part of our Wellness Wednesday series, and we're going to be talking about releasing fear. I bet every one of you has felt fear. I have felt fear. Doing Facebook Lives is fearful. But you know what fear stands for? False evidence. False evidence appearing real. False evidence appearing real. So my name is Padma Ali, and I love simplifying wellness of the body, mind, spirit, your home, so everyone can have a healthy life, like making it very easy to live a healthy lifestyle. And let's go back to fear. So tell me if you felt fear. Give me a 1. So if you're watching this a replay again, like give me a 1 if you have ever felt fear in your life. So for me, fear has dominated a lot of my life, but the way it manifests is in different forms. So sometimes it might manifest as overwhelm, sometimes it may manifest as anxiety, but bottom line is underneath that layer is often fear. And fear is always about the future. It's mostly about the future. I mean, we don't live in a place where we're going to be fighting lions or our life is endangered. So we're very privileged that way. So fear is generally just something about the future, or sometimes for me, it's also about fear of judgment. So I tend to kind of hide, or it comes out as anxiety. It comes out at various forms. So if this rings true for you, write it down in the comment section of how it manifests for you. So the other thing is, this is such a great topic. I think everyone should talk about it, because imagine when you get rid of that fear, like what kind of freedom would you have? Like how would you live your life? Would you live your life differently if you didn't have that fear? And so if this resonates for you, share it, share this live video with your friends, share it in your timeline. And if you do, I'm going to enter you into a raffle where I'll share one of my favorite oil blends that I use for releasing emotions. I love essential oils for releasing emotions. So I will enter you into a raffle to mail it to you. So I'm so excited about that. All right, so often the other thing I notice about fear is that when fear comes up, right? Like it makes you feel uncomfortable. And when you're uncomfortable, most people tend to disconnect from that feeling. I generally feel in my belly, and then I'm like, I just don't want to feel it. So I'll do other things to distract myself from feeling that feeling. And guess what happens when you try to distract yourself, when you don't really pay attention to it? It comes out more with a lot of force. At least that's what it does for me. So when you don't pay attention, this is what happens. So my invitation to you today is to go into it. It's not comfortable, but we're going to do it with a purpose. We're going to do it with a purpose so that we can release that fear. We can actually acknowledge it, figure out what exactly is behind it, and then help release it. And there are many tools that you can use to release it. So what we're going to do right now is I want you to pick a fear that you have currently. Could be anything. It could be an interview that you're going to, or it could be a difficult conversation you have to have with somebody. It could be public speaking. It could be anything. So just start to notice where you feel that fear in your body. Generally, it manifests in the body in some form or the other. So go into it, start to go deeper, just breathe into it, but also ask that question, what is it that you're trying to communicate here? Talk to your fear as you're going to talk to your friend. So ask that question, like, okay, what are you trying to communicate? What is the purpose of this fear being there? There's usually a purpose. You might not think it's actually has any benefit, but there might be a benefit that you might not know about. So pick a piece of paper and start writing down if it's harder to kind of keep everything in your mind. I sometimes do that so that I can get more clarity around like what exactly is underneath that feeling. So the more understanding I have, the easier it is to release it. Because once I understand, like if there is a purpose, and just take this Facebook Live, for example, right? Like it is hard showing up in public like this. I'm generally a private person, and it's hard to show up in public like this and be so open. So one of my fears is judgment. But again, is that real? I don't think so. I mean, people are going to judge. Human beings are human beings, and they're going to judge. So be it, right? But there's no real consequence to that fear. So the more understanding I have of that, and maybe, and if I go deeper into it, it's like, oh, I want to be liked, I want to be loved, which is just a beautiful human experience of wanting to be loved and wanting to be liked. And so if I just stay with that feeling, if I keep going deeper and deeper into it, I understand the root cause of that feeling. And when I do, then I can either decide like, I need to either respect that fear. Sometimes fears are real, right? Like there is something that I need to absolutely pay attention to. And if it isn't, then I can say, you know what, maybe this is not something I need to hang on to. So you can choose a different action like I did here. I showed up and I'm talking about it. So that is my invitation to you. Go deeper into it, write it down, get clarity around what that fear is. And then with the intention that you are going to release anything that is not serving you anymore. So first, what I want you to do, after you have that nailed down, you can listen to it again if you need to go more deeper into it. I want you to start breathing. So we're going to be doing a clearing right here, right now, in a few minutes. But first, what I want you to do is start to breathe deeply into that sensation in your body. Notice where you're feeling it, go deeper into it. Start breathing into it. For me, like often it's in my belly, so I'll just breathe into it, breathe into that sensation. And if you're an essential oils user, like pick out your essential oils. I love this oil called Release. It's one of my favorite ones to use to release emotions. So you can take your essential oil, put it in your hand, and just use that as you're breathing in. And as you're breathing in, keep breathing into it. And start with the intention of what would your life look like if you did not hang on to this fear? If this fear disappeared, what kind of freedom would you experience? So hold that intention. And are you ready to let it go? That's the first step. Are you ready to let this fear go? And if you are, give me a 2. Okay, so as you're ready to release this, what we're going to do is I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. Start by taking a deep breath in. I'm going to close my eyes with you guys. And I am going to ask your highest self, divine source, your guides, to come and assist you in releasing this fear and anything that is not of service to you anymore. Anything that is keeping you from experiencing freedom inside, thereby freedom outside. And I want you to imagine a column of white healing light. Often the light I imagine is white healing light, and if another color light calls out to you, do that. Imagine a column of white healing light to surround your physical body, both inside and outside, and your physical space that you're in. Kind of holding it like a container for you to do this work to release this fear. And imagine this white column of light like a beacon shining in that spot in your body where you feel that fear reside. Almost like a laser beam pointing to that spot with the intention of releasing it, like you're pulling that sensation out of your body to release it, for it to be transformed into something that is going to be more of use to you, of service to you. And keep doing that till it feels like it's loosened its grip on you. Like a laser beam pointing to that spot, or spots in your body, or maybe it's in your entire body. Just focus it wherever you feel the sensation. And I'm holding a space for you to do this work. And keep breathing in and out, keep breathing deeply. And you can do this again and again and again whenever you encounter any kind of fear. And when you feel like it's released, I want you to take one more deep, long breath. And feeling the feet on the ground, anchoring you to the ground. And anchoring this transformation that has happened. And this column of light coming from the top of your head all the way to the bottom of your feet. Grounding you, anchoring you, and sealing this transformation. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. So share with me, guys, how this meditation felt to you, and if you liked it, I have a longer version of this as a free gift to you. And you can, I'll put it in the comment section, and you can download it and take it and use it anytime you want. So a few more things that I love to do to help whenever I'm gripped with an emotion that is not serving me. So here are a few things that I do, which I would invite you to do along with what what we just did. I get on my hands and knees and ask for guidance. I literally get on my hands and knees and say, okay, I am stuck. I don't know where to go. This is holding me back from living my highest purpose in this planet, which we all are. We all have a purpose to be here on this planet. And I don't know where to go with this. So please help me. And often that helps to open up some doors. The other thing that I often do is, I have to show you this. Maybe next live I can show this to you. I have 2 shoe boxes. They're pink in color. They're super cute. One is called a God box, and the other one is called a God problem box. So I put all my problems into the God problem box. And the God box is all about desires. Like all the desires I have for me, for the planet, for everybody, I put in that box. It's kind of fun, and it is also, it helps to just say, oh, you know what, this is out of my hands. I'm doing everything I can, and the next step will be revealed to me. And so it kind of helps to create that sense of surrender. You know, I read somewhere, I think it was Gabrielle Bernstein, I don't know if I'm saying her name correctly, but she says surrender and then surrender more. So surrender is the key to anything that you do in life, and this is part of the surrender. And this act of writing and putting it into something is an act of, it's this physical act of surrender. And the other thing that I often always do is use essential oils to help release emotions. They work wonderfully with releasing emotions. And the last but not least, I'm a huge advocate for therapists and coaches and healers. So don't feel shy about asking for help around these things, because the more freedom you get, the more freedom you'll be able to exude to people around you, the more free your life will be, the more you can do what you're meant to do in this lifetime. So that's about it, guys. It was so wonderful being here with you all. And as always, reach out to me if you have any questions. I'm here. I'm so happy to do this every week. I'm always thinking about what the next topic would be. So if you have suggestions, or if there are things that are of interest to you, please write them down. I'll be so PM me. You know where to reach me. All right, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye. Have a good night.